my kings, queens, and fellow non-binary leaders, and welcome back to Nerdy Nekama. Today we finally continue with the Pretend to Faint challenge. I'm sorry, the challenges have been really hard for me to write recently. I'm trying to work on that. So, I hope you're excited for this. Let's go, and I hope you enjoy. Oh wow. And you said I was mean. It wasn't that bad. You pretended to fall down the stairs. Not on purpose. Damn, dude. You really gotta remember to eat. At least now I know why Asuma disappeared so suddenly. Was he mad? Do you count cursing under his breath and storming out as mad? Fuck. Yeah, by all means, you should run. They won't let me. Well, at least you've given me a believable idea now. Kendra always worries about our meal plans. So, you're next? Well, I'm still on my way home, so at max, I could bring some bystanders. I'm home, but I'd like some more time to prepare, please. Sure, I got it. Hayato closed the chat and put his phone aside. He took a moment to consider what he had gotten himself into. Taichi stirred a little in his sleep where he had rested his head on the Libera's chest. His boyfriend had worked until late into the night yesterday and was still exhausted despite sleeping in. As soon as Hayato arrived home and accidentally woke him up, he was dragged into the bedroom to make amends by becoming his pillow. The athlete had very little complaints about the turn of events. He was tired from practice as well, and these rare, calm moments with his boyfriends were ones he valued greatly. Nothing was better than to recharge by cuddling with them. A soft smile tugged at the corners of his lips as he observed Taichi's peaceful expression, for once free from any worries troubling his mind. It made him feel guilty at once, considering what he was about to do. He sighed and leaned down to place a gentle kiss on the auburn hair and Taichi's forehead as he frowned and turned to him slightly. What are you doing? He rubbed his eyes, visibly only half awake, and tried turning around again. Kissing you? Why? Hayato chuckled. Taichi was adorable when he got like this. Because I love you. He leaned down to place some more butterfly kisses across his cheek and nose, making the other giggle and fight him off weakly. No, you're just trying to make me not be mad for leaving. You know me too well. Does it work? He seemed to think about that for a moment, before a pout formed on his face and turned away from him. No. Traitor. Hayato laughed. But Taichi, I have to eat. I didn't have anything after breakfast today. At that, Taichi stiffened a little and looked him over more carefully. His worry was stifled before it could blossom by his own yawn. See? I need to get some food, and you need to rest a bit more. He was about to get up when he felt Taichi tugging at his shirt. Surprised, he turned around and watched him get up as well. You don't have to get up if you're still tired. Now, Oh, I do. I have slept for way too long already. Food sounds good. He still looked tired, and Hayato hated how much his work seemed to wear him down at times, but he smiled at him regardless, not to let it show. He knew why Taichi took on so much on his own. As they walked through the hallway to the kitchen, the front door clicked open, and Hayato smiled as he saw Semi and Shirabu arriving home. He took a quick detour to the Genkan to greet them. Busy day? They looked exhausted, and especially the doctor in training seemed to yearn for nothing more than some food and a good night's sleep. You have no idea. His grumpy expression softened as he reached Hayato and kissed him gently before walking straight past him and letting himself fall onto the couch. Semi chuckled as he observed him before kissing Taichi hello as well. Do you have any plans for the evening? Sleep. They laughed, though Hayato felt a little bad for their partner. Hayato and I were just about to make dinner. Any preferences? Semi shook his head, visibly tired himself. Anything is fine. Tell me if you want any help. Will do. He placed a conciliatory kiss on his cheek before rushing to the kitchen. The libero was truly starving at this point, though the challenge still lingered in the back of his mind. He was even less sure now how to put it into action than before. The opportunity presented itself in a rather unpleasant way. He didn't wait for Taichi, who was taller than him, to reach for one of the pots they stored up in the cabinets above. It loosened and fell. He barely had the time to react and just managed to turn his head aside as to not get hit in the face. Instead, it hit his temple. Pain spread like slow waves from the area, and for a second his vision blurred. The irony was striking. Alerted by the noise, Taichi rushed over and found him hunched over the kitchen counter. Hayato? What happened? The pot fell and hit. He vaguely motioned for his head, truly dizzy from the incident. Quickly, he leaned into the uneasiness and allowed his knees to give out on him. Hayato! Taichi's arms closed around him and he went limp in his embrace. He closed his eyes. For a moment, this almost seemed to intensify the pain as the pounding at his temple increased. Then, closing his eyes helped a little, and he almost forgot to listen for his boyfriend's reaction. Taichi? What happened? What? Get Kenjiro! Quick! Taichi's voice filled with worry, and Hayato could feel his hands tremble where they held him. He had barely moved since catching him, trying to somehow sort his thoughts and figure out what to do next. What happened? Hayato only half listened to the steps quickly closing in on them. Shirabu had automatically slipped back into his doctor demeanor, though underneath it, Hayato could hear the tension and his concern. He decided quickly that it was enough and tried to open his eyes, but they felt heavier than before. I'm not sure, but he tried to get one of the pots and it must have fallen and... Experienced fingers traced the bruise forming at his temple carefully, and Hayato was almost grateful as the slight jab of pain pulled him to the surface. He flinched ever so slightly and then blinked against the dimmed light. Hayato? Can you hear me? He nodded slowly. It hurt a little. What? He tried to move, but his limbs felt heavy, and as soon as the other read his intentions, Shirabu restrained him. Kenji, why? He whined, his eyes closed once more as the warmth of Taichi's grip pulled him back in. Nuh-uh, none of that. Eyes on me. You gotta work with me here. He tried sounding calm and confident, and hadn't Hayato known him so well, it might have worked. This way, he noticed the worry bleeding through, and for his sake, tried his best to follow Shirabu's instructions. Good. Now, I want you to tell me how you feel. Any pain or tired but dizzy. It's okay. Shirabu nodded seriously. He inspected the injury once more before reaching a hand out to Semi. Give me your phone, please. Confused, the other complied, and Hayato let out a dissatisfied noise as he used it to hold up a bright flashlight to his face. Before he could complain, Shirabu instructed him to follow his finger with his eyes. Looks good. Taichi, help me set him up against the counter. If you feel nauseous or the dizziness gets worse, tell me immediately, Haya. The libero complied but cringed uncomfortably at Shirabu's serious tone. I swear, I'm fine. It's not the first time I hit my head. That didn't seem to help, and Shirabu proceeded to take his wrist and place 2 fingers on the inner side. What are you doing? Checking your pulse. He would have rolled his eyes had his head still been pounding, and if Shirabu's care wasn't in his own way utterly adorable. I am fine. That is what I'm trying to make sure of. Now, tell me, can you feel this? Over the next half an hour he had to endure Shirabu fussing over him and checking every symptom twice, performing neurological assessments and inquiring about his memory. The latter was the worst because he couldn't tell what he had for breakfast on a good day, let alone now. Still, he somehow managed to convince the doctor to be that he was fine for now. He was grateful as from the corner of his eye he caught Semi guiding Taichi back into the kitchen and suggesting they'd get dinner started. The auburn-haired began chewing on his lip and picking at the skin around his fingernails as he always did when nervous or worried. The distraction seemed to help. After Shirabu was, more or less, satisfied with the result of his assessment, he guided him back to the couch. You need to rest. It's not unlikely that you got yourself a concussion. Should you fall asleep, however, I'll have to wake you up a couple of times to make sure you're still okay. The libero relented with a sigh, but smiled up at him in return. Thanks for looking out for me. Sorry that I kept you from resting. Shirabu looked like he wanted to protest, but Hayato simply reached out to him in a silent plea for hugs, and the other agreed. They snuggled up together and Hayato did end up falling asleep. However, even when Shirabu woke him up again, all was fine, and they eventually settled a bit more relaxed into bed, though Semi insisted to carry him there regardless. He didn't complain. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did. It would really help this channel out a lot and mean the world to me. Now, tell me, which ship should be next? We still have Asano Yoshiten, Daiteru Enotana, and Shiba Inu Yakulia. These are the ones. Tell me in the comments, and also tell me what your favorite moment and or quote was under the pinned comment. It would mean the world to me. A special thanks, as always, go out to my nerdy nekos. You guys are so amazing. They support this channel so much, and I love you all so much for it. Now, if you are not a nerdy neko yet, you watching right now, consider checking it out. You get early access, like to this video. They get almost a month early access on this one. I can't promise that all the time, but I'm just saying, it might be worth it. If not, however, that's completely fine as well. Just you watching, liking, and clicking on these videos already helps so much. Thank you all, have a great day.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good